10 Things Not to Do in Qatar. Qatar follows and lives by Islamic lessons. Individuals living here have gigantic regard for their religion, respecting all that they have advanced in a deep sense and strictly. Being moderate all around, there is a lot of significance given to their way of life and custom. Here are a few things you want to follow while you are on a vacation in Qatar. Number 1. Follow behavior in general society. Discussing Qatari do's and don'ts. The main thing to remember is the manner in which you introduce yourself in broad daylight. Shrewd dressing is an essential piece of Qatar's standards and guidelines that will be trailed by everybody. Not at all like numerous Islamic countries, Qatar is specific about how people spruce up out in the open, making it an impulse for all to style up richly. While following the customary clothing is totally one's will, sightseers and Qatari individuals are expected to adhere to the guidelines set for everyday dressing. According to the way of life of Qatar, covering their knees and shoulders is truly significant. No short dresses or sleeveless attire is permitted openly. No bathing suits are permitted on the seashores in Qatar, and no body-embracing design clothing types are suggested. Indeed, even the environment isn't positive for such dressing in this way. It is ideal to pick free and completely covering garments. Number 2. Cleanliness regulations to follow for a superior climate. Individuals of Qatar are exceptionally possessive and specific about their environmental factors and cleanliness. This is the justification for why Qatar is among the most lovely nations on the planet. Being an explorer, it came as an obligation to keep up with the cleanliness and respectability, which is trailed by each person. Coming to the place of what you shouldn't do in Qatar, ensure you are not abusing the principles connected with cleanliness regulation and tidiness. A fine of QAR 25,000 can be forced on the person who is seen disregarding the law, or in more terrible situations, there can be detainment or both. Thus, ensure you are not littering near and hampering the excellence of clean environmental factors. Number 3. Capturing in the general population. The main thing that is keeping your memory alive today is the photos you catch while voyaging. Photographs are a must regardless of where we go, yet while you are on a vacation, there are some Qatari do and don't. Understanding the way of life of Qatar, one should be exceptionally careful while clicking photos. With regards to catching the scene or the engineering and excellence of any landmark, there are numerous strict attractions in Qatar where photography is restricted. To save its credibility, security, and regard the qualities, the law here doesn't permit clicking photographs of military destinations, strict spots, and development regions. Essentially, when you are in a public spot, don't jump into some more odd, whether a neighborhood or a traveler. Clicking photographs of local people isn't permitted. There is a severe regulation against such exercises that can prompt detainment. Yet, that doesn't imply that you can't click photos and convey your camera. You can contact the Qatar News office and get a grant to bring the camera and snap photographs, keeping the guidelines. Number 4. Be a voyeur at a public spot. Your lead openly is something that can place you in a tough situation. Qatar trusts in liberality, consideration, and courteous way of behaving when you are in a public spot. There are sure guidelines forced to guarantee a cordial and safe climate for all. Being a voyager, what you shouldn't do in that frame of mind to show lack of respect to the religion or oppose the qualities. There is an activity against internet posting and comments made against the way of life or any persuasive character. No outsider can engage in profanity, showing vulgar signals, or talking words that could hurt the opinions of others. Unassuming and kind lead is valued. With regards to speaking with a contrary orientation, no man is permitted to talk or contact an obscure lady. This is perceived as a wrongdoing, and one can confront severe outcomes. Number 5. Manners for eating. From being a visitor at somebody's home to feasting in at any eatery in Qatar, it is normal for each explorer to follow legitimate manners. Dissimilar to the Western locales like Europe or America, Qatari don't utilize forks or blades to eat. While the cafe serves you a legitimate extravagant supper, with each cutlery, there will be each dish served in the manner you will quite often eat. On the off chance that there aren't many standards set in any bistro or cafe, one should be aware towards the servers. calling them by showing the forefinger is among what to stay away from in Qatar, as it is viewed as discourteous. One ought to raise his slasher arm to call the server, and leaving some tip toward the end is profoundly valued. On the off chance that you are welcome to a conventional Qatari home, don't have a bizarre outlook on eating with a hand while sitting leg over leg. According to their practice, they eat with their right hand and host utilizing a similar right hand. No shoes are permitted in the feasting region. A token of it is shown by saying Bismillah prior to beginning the dinner and Alhamdulillah subsequent to getting done to recognize the host. Number 6. Rules on utilization of liquor. Liquor is an untouchable in Qatar, and there are severe principles on utilization. As Islam is against the utilization of liquor and medications, drinking in Qatar is restricted somewhat. Being a traveler, on the off chance that you are searching for some buzz, there are clubs and bars for the best nightlife in Doha. The worldwide lodgings here have the best bars and parlors for the global visitors to partake at night. Drinking transparently in the general population is a severe no, and in the event that you are under 21 years old, section isn't permitted in any bar. One should not enjoy any wrongdoing or public showcase subsequent to polishing off liquor. Driving drunk or open drinking is a wrongdoing and among the things to avoid in Qatar. Number 7. Welcomed by a Qatari. Never reject the greeting. While dismissing a greeting won't lead you to imprison, yet this can make some nostalgic harm the host. Qataris are liberal and amicable, who love welcoming individuals and offering the best neighborliness. Thus, in the event that you are sufficiently lucky to be welcomed for a customary gladly received, never express no to such a greeting. This could be your best and open door for better grasping their way of life and savoring the enticing taste of each and every customary food in Qatar. Presently taking our emphasis on the most proficient method to introduce yourself as a visitor. Ensure you are not showing up without illuminating ahead of time. Individuals of Qatar are extremely specific about their confidential reality. Take off your shoes on entering the majlis. Eat with your hand, albeit the visitor will offer you wanted cutlery. One thing to stay away from in Qatar, while eating, is tolerating anything. Continuously utilize the right hand as tolerating with the left hand is considered to be unseemly. The way of life will in general make everybody liberal and sensible. Number 8. Actually look at prior to booking the orientation explicit in. While there are no blended orientation dormitories, orientation explicit lodgings in Qatar are exceptionally well known. However, you should make certain prior to booking. These orientation explicit inns offer quarters to one orientation, just that implies, explicitly to ladies and men. The protection strategies of these lodgings are not extremely clear, thus, picking the right convenience before your travel might befuddle. Number 9. Oceanside Principles. From the public seashores in Doha to the confidential seashores, Qatar is among the best provinces, offering you a different encounter on your movement. Indeed, this isn't something that comes as a severe Qatari do and don't. However, to the extent that your well-being is thought of, attempt to keep these guidelines. Strolling shoeless is something to keep away from for your security. The seashores here might house stone fishes that can be noxious. Accidentally, on the off chance that you step on any of the disguised fishes lying alongside the Shire, there are conceivable outcomes to get contaminated by their sting. To stay away from such a difficult circumstance, make a point to wear your footwear. Drinking isn't permitted on the seashores, and this can prompt a few serious claims. Number 10. Unlawful import of products. The law against any wrongdoing is extremely severe. And with regards to the unlawful import of anything that is illegal in religion, one can confront serious outcomes. Here is a rundown of a couple of things that you should not consider adding to your baggage. Asterisk strict books. Asterisk pork items. Asterisk liquor. Asterisk drugs, serious offense. Asterisk recordings with improper substance, and so forth. Qatar has a rich culture that invites everybody independent of their position and variety. Known for neighborliness and humbleness, each Qatari lives by values and religion, making the nation protected and delightful. It is the affection and commitment towards their country and religion, which makes these principles something that must be trailed by everybody. Being a dependable explorer, it came as an obligation to recognize each guideline set by the overseeing body, with the previously mentioned things to stay away from in Qatar. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.